This is Dr. Sweet on Decision Making, Episode 2. Don't take the elevator, use the 7 steps. As we learned in Episode 1, you are only one decision away from a totally different life. That's how much power decision making has locked in it. One decision can catapult you to the heights of success, to your dreams. And yet, one decision can plummet you to the depths of despair. Seems in life that we're always at the crossroads of making a decision. And if it's a right decision, it leads on to great things. Wrong decision, and we are headed for trouble and challenges. Ultimately, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Look no further than the decisions and the choices you've made to understand why you are where you are right now. And you don't get not to decide. As this very funny and famous quote often has said, the road of life is paved with flat squirrels who couldn't make a decision. Don't be flattened by indecisiveness. Before we go any further, let's do a quick self-awareness exercise. We did this in episode 1, and I'd like to repeat it here with you again. Think of a recent decision you had to make. What steps did you take to make a sound decision? What was the process you went through? Did you just take the elevator and put your finger on the button and get off on the floor and decided, I'm here? Or did you take the stairs and think it through? Here are 7 steps that I'd like you to think through before making any decision. The steps are: 1. Stop and think. 2. Clarify goals. 3. Determine facts. 4. Develop options. 5. Consider consequences. 6. Choose. And then 7. Monitor and modify. Let's look at step 1. Stop and think. Just doing this step alone could save you so much trouble from entering into a decision too quickly, too impulsively, and then facing consequences that you never dreamed of. Step 2. Clarify your goals. When you stop to think in step 1, the second step is to think through, what are my goals? What do I really want in life? And how does this decision that I'm going to make or have really just made helping me get to my goals? If the decision is not supporting your goals and in fact taking you away from your goals, or perhaps is even putting you in danger of losing your goal, don't do it. Step 3. Determine the facts. Don't let emotions and pressure from others cloud the facts. What's really going on in front of you? What's really happening here? Ask yourself that. What are the facts here before making any decision or having any reaction? This will help you approach the scenario from a very balanced perspective. Step 4. Once you've determined the facts, the next step here is to develop some options to figure out what is the right way. Too often, we think we have no options when we are in the middle of making a decision, and we believe we're trapped with just what thought is predominating in our heads. That's not good. Always develop 3 to 4 options, even if you know what you're going to do, just because some other option might actually be a better way. Step 5. Very important step here. Consider the consequences. Not considering the consequences can lead to loss of your goals, the destruction of your dream, unbelievable scrutiny and pressure, disappointment. So many negative things can happen if you make the wrong decision. Now, consequently, if you make the right decision, the consequences are usually really good. So think through consequences. Realize that you can take one action that may not, in the short term, harm you, but if you really look and you really consider the consequence of your decision, you may decide, I'm not going to take that action because it may come back around to hurt me. Step 6. Once you've done the other 5 steps, definitely choose. Choose the path that is right for you based on the fact that you've done your 5 steps, you've done the homework, and you're ready to move towards your goal. Step 7. Sometimes you have to monitor and modify your decision. You may have to change your mind. Now that might take some work and some doing. It might be a pain, but it's going to be worth it if you can monitor and modify and not allow yourself to be trapped by your own decision making. And there you have it, the 7 steps to sound decision making. Let's review those steps really quickly. We talked about the importance of being able to stop and think. And we said that this alone can actually change the course of your life by not allowing you to get into the wrong decision. We talked about clarifying your goals. Ask yourself, what is my goal and does the decision line up? We talked about step 3, determining the facts, not allowing emotions to cloud your judgment. We also discussed step 4, being sure to develop options. Don't be locked by one decision that's in your head. Think of other options. And then, most importantly, step 5, did I consider the consequences of my actions? Did I think through what I could lose as a result of this? Did I think through who might be hurt if someone found out that I made the wrong decision or my decision had a negative consequence? And then step 6, choose, and choose confidently. After you've chosen, always remember to do step 7. Step 7 is about monitoring and modifying, definitely feeling that you have the flexibility to make a change. Now, nothing is perfect. Success is a very, very, very long process, and it can be tricky. What is the secret to success? It's right decisions, as we've been talking about. But how do you make right decisions? You have to get experience. And how do you get experience? You may have to make some wrong decisions. And who hasn't made a wrong decision? But I'll tell you, wrong decisions, though they have consequences that can be sometimes painful, ultimately lead to experience, and you become a better decision maker based on having made some wrong decisions, as long as you've learned from them and try not to repeat them. This is Dr. Sweet. I hope this has been helpful to you to understand that decision making is not always an elevator process. There are some steps to making a good decision, and I trust that these 7 steps have been helpful to you. Now, next episode, we will discuss emotional decision making. How do our emotions help or harm us in the process of making a good, sound, ethical decision? Until next time, this is Dr. Derek Sweet.